what's going on, good people. Make sure you subscribe to the Black Contractors Network channel below and hit that damn subscribe and like button so you don't miss any more of this great content going forward. Is America trending toward the dystopian society? Maybe, maybe not. Look around you. The United States is at a crossroads. We have the opportunity to create a better country for all Americans. But we also risk becoming a dystopian society in which the rich get richer and everyone else gets poorer. The question is, do we want to fight for that better future, or do we want to be content with the current trajectory of events? Dystopia refers to a future in which the world is controlled by a single power. This can be manifested as an oppressive government, or it could be something much more sinister, like robots taking over the world and forcing humans to obey their every command. Amazon and Google ICU. Dystopia is not far off from our current society. We have all seen examples of it in movies, TV shows, and video games. Dystopia depicts a future where people are unhappy with their lives, where they live in fear of being controlled by an outside force that they cannot control themselves. The government may have been overthrown by an evil organization led by robots or another kind of mechanized being who force humans into submission through means such as brainwashing or mind control programming so that everyone wants nothing more than to follow orders from above without question or hesitation. The American dream. You may have heard the phrase the American dream before. It's the idea that anyone can succeed in America if they work hard enough. The American dream is a myth and a lie because it's not available to everyone. It's only available to those who fit into a certain mold. If you don't fit into this mold, you won't be able to achieve your dreams. And then what good are your dreams? They'll become nightmares for sure. The rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. The US is trending toward the dystopian society. The richest 1% of Americans now hold 35% of the country's wealth, while the bottom 80% only control 7%. We are at 2 straight decades of income stagnation for most Americans, with wages barely keeping up with inflation over that period. Meanwhile, CEO pay has skyrocketed 100 times faster than worker pay since 1990. Since 1979, hourly wages have risen only 0.1% annually on average after adjusting for Inflation Economic Policy Institute, with real wages falling by 4% since 2000, the longest period without growth since World War II. It's no surprise that people feel like their financial situation is worsening year after year. America's government is showing signs of collapse. The US government is increasingly dysfunctional, unable to pass laws and budgets. Congress is increasingly polarized, unable to compromise. Congress can't pass appropriations bills or spending bills, which means we're not really a government anymore. We're just a bunch of people who hate each other so much that they can't get anything done. The American people are at risk of becoming totally powerless in the face of an ever more hostile government that's able to do whatever it wants because no one has any power over them except for the president himself. Social media has eroded Americans' trust in each other. A 2018 report by the Pew Research Center found that Americans' trust in each other had fallen from 73% to 52% since 1985. This is partly due to the rise of fake news, misinformation, and propaganda shared on social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, which are used by more than half of all US adults. The ease with which we can spread lies or hate speech online has made it difficult for people to understand what they should believe or how they should behave towards others. The result is a society where people distrust one another more than ever before and feel free to say whatever they want without consequence or consideration for the consequences their words might have on others' lives. The internet, including social media and fake news, has made everyone aware of every distant conflict. This has created a global community that is very concerned about problems in their own country as well as far-flung places. It also allows people to track and follow distant conflicts, which creates more empathy for them. However, it also means that we are much more likely to get our news from sources that will support our existing political beliefs, and all too often these come from fake sources. More Americans are losing their health insurance. According to a new report, the number of Americans without health insurance has increased by 5 million in the past year. The total number is now at an all-time high. 9 out of 10 people under 65 are uninsured. The rate of those without insurance is growing at a faster rate than it was before the COVID-19 pandemic struck in 2020, when it was estimated that only 9.7% of Americans were going without medical care coverage. To add insult to injury, many who do have health insurance are paying more for less coverage than they used to get at a lower price once upon a time. A sign that our healthcare system has been entirely decimated by financial incompetence and corruption within government agencies tasked with regulating it. Let's add some more insult to injury. More Americans are becoming homeless. The number of homeless people in the US is increasing. And this is a problem that's getting worse. While there are many complex reasons why people become homeless, it's clear that this problem isn't confined to big cities like New York or Los Angeles. It's happening in smaller towns too, and it's not just happening in America either. Homelessness has increased across Europe as well. American society is increasingly divided by race. The United States has always been a divided nation. From the time of its founding to today, there have been tensions between the different races and cultures that make up this country. However, these racial tensions are increasing in intensity and frequency at an unprecedented rate. To be clear, racial tension is not new to American society. The U.S. as a whole has long struggled with racism and discrimination against non-white people and other minority groups. While it's true that racial division isn't going anywhere anytime soon, it's important to note that this type of division isn't the only kind we see here in America. Class divisions are also alive and well within our culture, and they're only getting worse as inequality continues growing at an alarming rate throughout society. Large corporations have too much power and control too much wealth. How do these companies get this much power? Well, for one thing, they're just too big. The reason that companies like Amazon and Google have been able to grow so large and powerful is because the government has allowed it. They are not held accountable like a normal company would be. They can break any rule they want and get away with it because the government won't regulate them. The government is too scared of losing votes if they try to put regulations on these companies because most people don't realize how much control they really have over us all. The U.S. economy is vulnerable to shocks like the COVID-19 pandemic, which could cause massive economic losses in ways that would make it even harder for us to get back on our feet afterwards. As such, the economic future is bleak unless we take steps now to prevent this from happening. It's time for serious discussions about how America can stabilize itself before it collapses into a dystopian society which cannot be fixed or reversed. Most Americans are not aware that the U.S. is trending toward a dystopian society. If you're watching this, I hope it means that you are one of the few who understand what's going on and want to take action now before it's too late. It's time for serious discussions about how America can stabilize itself before it collapses into a dystopian society which cannot be fixed or reversed. The American dream is a myth, and everyone knows it. For most people in America today, it's not possible to achieve the American dream because they don't have enough money to buy a house or raise their kids on a solid footing. The middle class has been squeezed out by higher taxes and lower wages. And if you think about it, there are only so many houses that exist in any given place. So even if there were more jobs available, which there aren't, how would all these people get homes? This is not a hypothetical scenario. It's happening now, and it's getting worse by the day. The U.S. is trending toward the dystopian society. I'm not just talking about the loss of our civil liberties, the destruction of our economy, and the decay of our infrastructure. I'm talking about the potential end of the American way of life. We have to act now before it's too late, and remember that in the end, it's your own success or failure. So don't let anyone else bring you down. Please like and subscribe and share this video with anyone who might benefit from it.